Hi, you all. Welcome to Eat Well, Be Happy, this great new cooking show. I'm Deborah.
I'm Michelle.
And we've decided to do things, again, in keeping with summer themes, making stuff easy because who the heck wants to spend hours in the kitchen? Well, I went out to my garden last night and there was a zucchini that I swear to God, 2 days ago was this size. So what can we do with these overgrown monsters?
I don't know. We're going to cook them.
I figured we would make zucchini fritters. So we are going to shred this baby. And we like to think that zucchini is just one of those kind of superfluous foods, but it really does have a lot of minerals and a lot of fiber and moisture. All right.
Everything this time of year. We've got this abundance in July. It's amazing.
All right, so we've got that humongous zucchini cut up in pieces, otherwise known as pieces, and we're just going to shred it.
And it's going to get loud.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's fast.
Get it in.
It's in there. It's going. It's happening.
All right,
Great.
so our zucchini is shredded.
Okay, I'm going to get this.
I'm going to put that in the compost bucket.
Okay. Good. Here.
And I'm just going to dump it into our mixing bowl.
Alrighty.
And Michelle is going to get that machine out of the way for me.
I am. Here you go.
So the nice thing about zucchini too, and when they get that big, it's even better, is that although they have moisture, it's not that heavy, wet moisture that you would get, for instance, if you were shredding a cucumber.
You ever
All right.
take that and freeze it and maybe save it for the holidays?
Yes, and make zucchini bread.
Yeah.
Or zucchini pancakes.
Right? Oh my goodness.
All right, so we've got our zucchini, and we are going to add 2 eggs. Slightly beaten up.
All right.
And I might add that these are farm, fresh, local, wonderful eggs.
You can always tell by how bright the yolk is, right?
Yeah.
Nice and dark.
Now I'm going to add about ½ a cup of Romano, Pecorino Romano. So one of my very favorite cheeses because it has a salty flavor, and I like it much better than Parmesan that always tastes a little rotten to me. And about a pinch of nutmeg. Ooh. And then we are going to squeeze these garlic cloves.
Okay.
And I'm using my little Roselle garlic press because it's so easy on the wrist.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. And we're making these savory. Obviously with the garlic and the nutmeg and the Pecorino Romano, we could make these into a sweet pancake. Yeah. We could use it with apples.
Apples, cinnamon, a little sugar of your choice.
A lot of different things.
A little honey.
And
kids would love it.
They would?
And they would, yeah, and then they get their greens that way. They sneak it in.
Michelle has little ones at home, so she's always thinking of sneaking.
Here, have a brownie. It has spinach in it. Yes.
Can you put that in the sink for me? All right, and now we're going to be using 2 cups of a flour, and I decided to use not only a spelt flour, and spelt is an ancient relative of wheat. It's supposed to be much more easily absorbed and utilized by our bodies than wheat that we've gotten very used to. But this one is a sprouted spelt flour. Ooh. And so they say when you sprout the flours that it makes them that the body uses them like a vegetable instead of a starch.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know if that's true or not, but I like the sound of that. Yeah. And you can use it just as you would, wheat flour. And spelt does have some gluten, but
does it have a really different flavor than your whole wheats or anything like that?
No.
Or is it because it's like a relative?
It doesn't. And the nice thing about spelt is a lot of people who can't do wheat can do spelt. If you're celiac, you can't do spelt because it definitely does have some gluten. But also the gluten in here is easier to use because it's been sprouted.
That's great.
The grain has been sprouted. All right, now let's turn this little puppy on.
Do you need a lighter?
Here we go. All right.
Yikes.
So we're going to be sauteing these, and we're going to be using some ghee. And ghee is clarified butter, so it's the fat from the butter without the dairy. Although we have dairy in here, and that wasn't why I chose to use it. I chose to use ghee because it really works well with high heat.
Oh, that's great.
Snuggle over closer to me,
All
Michelle.
right, baby.
That way I can keep you under control. I can tell she's trying to be very friendly, you know. She's trying. So she's making these little comments that she'd never make if she were with me in the kitchen. She would say other things instead.
Yes, I'd say, how you doing, Mama?
All right, so we can see that our the flour is absorbing any of the excess liquid in there.
Okay.
And the eggs are kind of our binder, so they're going to hold everything together.
Which is great.
And we're just going to... Did I add any salt and pepper? I don't think
just
I did.
thinking that.
Oh
I was
my
just thinking that.
God.
I'm going to get a sprinkle in there.
Yep.
this
So let's
is
put some, about a teaspoon of pepper
Okay.
and about 2 teaspoons of a good salt, replete with all the minerals.
It's pretty too. It's pink.
That one is pink.
Yeah.
All right. So as soon as we get this all mixed up,
Yes.
then we're going to be putting it in the skillet and sautéing it, and probably about 2 or 3 minutes per side.
Okay.
So when I get that in and get that going,
I'll
then...
make a salad with you.
And what are you going to be making, Missy?
I'm going to be making a seafood salsa. It's very pretty. It's very good for you. It's like a rainbow dish almost. You can use any kind of protein in this. You can tofu, beans, chicken. Today I know you've done it once with scallops, and today I'm going to do it with shrimp, nicely
Okay.
seasoned shrimp.
All right. So I think I'm going to be putting these in here.
All right, so I'll switch sides with you.
Yep.
All right.
And do you need me to wipe off this board for you?
Yeah, I'll do it. There we go.
All right.
All right.
So I'm used to working on a stove, and I'm not very comfortable with this little gadget here.
You're doing great.
Yeah, right.
It's hot.
Okay.
Oops. Move this out of the way too.
All right, Michelle.
All right, darling.
You're on.
No! You know what? Okay. This dish is kind of the like opposite of your regular salads, where you'd cut the whole salad up and then dress it. This one, the shrimp itself is going to dress the salad, because we are going to roast these in the oven with all the spices that are in this dish. So we have salt, easy, salt, pepper, garlic. You can press it or you can mince it, however you like. Put all of that into a bowl with some olive oil. I had 1/4 cup of olive oil for this one. Clean your shrimp. Take all the little tails off.
You want to show us how you're cleaning that?
Well, we just take it and rinse it. So rinse it in nice cold water. Make sure that if you have to do it really fast, then you can stick it in water. But we don't like to do that because it will get too soggy. So then you have your little shrimps, and they can be any size, really. You can go really small if you want, or you can get giant ones and cut them down if you want. So you take all your little tails off, because that's not fun to eat.
You put them in the compost bowl.
All right.
Yep.
There we go. So you put all these guys aside.
You can put them right in there.
All right. You put them here.
Let me get your
gotta-
flour out of your way.
Thank you. All right. So I got some of these done already, so
You cheated.
I did. And it was one of these things that growing up, I was always a little intimidated, or I'd say as a young adult, intimidated to cook shrimp for myself or my family, because I figured it's some places it can be expensive. You try to get the best shrimp possible, no additives, no preservatives, and I just didn't want to ruin it. This dish that I'm making for you guys is so easy. I mean, you just get your guys into a little pan, or
How do you know they're guys? How do you know they're not gals?
my lovely people over there. Everybody, anybody. If you're coming home late from work, exhausted, you have some vegetables in your garden that you need to use, this goes well with anything. These little guys actually cook for 6 minutes. That's it. All right, so you're in here. You can do a cookie sheet, baking sheet, whatever you have. You have a beautiful dish of Deborah's today. Get this out of the way. All right, and like I said, good salt. It's worth the money. Do it. Salt, pepper. The secret ingredient to this one, my loves, is cumin. That makes it like the salsa, kind of Mexican-y, right? So that's it. Oh, don't forget garlic. So we're gonna put our little garlic. Woo!
You want the
Don't be
garlic
shy.
pressed too?
Sure. So it's actually a teaspoon of black pepper, a teaspoon of salt, and tablespoon of cumin for a pound of shrimp.
How much garlic you want?
4 4 little cloves, be
Okay.
great. Not contaminate your cloves of garlic. You got 2 in there, or just 1 at a time?
One at a time.
So then mix it all up. Make sure everything's nice and evenly coated. Make sure your shrimps aren't on top of each other, and they have a little space so they cook evenly. That smells delicious. But
I know.
That's gonna be good. There you go. Whoop.
All right, one more.
One more.
One
So-
more feeling.
Grab your shrimp, throw it in the oven, 6 minutes, 350. You're gonna take it out after 6 minutes, make sure they're nice and pink and they're not translucent in any way. And then set them aside, let them cool.
Did you say olive oil in this?
Yes, please. What am I doing? What am I thinking?
I don't know.
What am I thinking?
One of the main ingredients.
So in the actual recipe, it's about 1/4 of a cup of olive oil. And so in that, keeping that in mind, you're not gonna dress the salad again.
Michelle, can I interrupt you for a minute?
Of course.
I want to get the first batch of zucchini fritters
Let's do
out because
They smell
they've gotten
delicious.
nice and brown and crispy looking, and I'm just going to put them right there.
So you just gonna eat these the way they are, or would you have like a little sauce or?
I wouldn't ruin them with
That's
sauce.
right.
And besides which, you're making a seafood salsa, so we don't need a
Put
sauce.
it right on top of there. We'll be all set.
Yeah. So I'm going to take these here, put them out, and I'll put that in the oven and let it sort of stay nice and crispy.
Okay. You want me to
And
do it for you?
well, I'll do it
Okay.
because you're making your dish.
All right.
All right, so go on, lady.
Okay, honey. All right, so the rest of this is vegetables, nice and easy. And like I said before, it's a very colorful dish. It's a very colorful dish. We got a whole rainbow here. So this is a giant onion. It's gigantic. You probably don't have to use the whole thing. All you need is a cup of red onion, a cup of any kind of bell pepper, any color you like. 3 tomatoes for this job. Nice. These are a little on the small side, but medium. And I'm using an English cucumber today, so 1 English cucumber. We also have jalapeno, which we'll do at the end. If you don't care for jalapeno, don't put it in. We just happen to like it, so we're gonna do it. And corn. Now, corn is always a big hot button issue. Get your corn from the best place possible.
Get it organic.
Get it organic. Come on.
Get it
Seriously,
non-GMO.
we know. We know.
Yeah.
We're getting our great corn from local farmers in this area, so we're lucky to have this. If you have to use frozen corn, go ahead, but make sure
It's
organic.
organic, yeah.
All right. Could you help me cut up some stuff? So
I
don't...
can.
Okay, love.
But
All
you
right.
think I'm a good cutter, huh?
Of course I do.
So what do you want? You want about a half an onion or
Yeah, because that's
1 cup?
He's massive. We don't need that. All of that. I mean, if
he
you're
is.
an onion lover, go ahead. But
All
all right,
right.
so just cut them up. Get them in your bowl. Right now, our shrimp are cooling, and then we can cut those guys up and then mix it all together.
Excuse
and
me
we'll
for
be all
reaching
set.
over you.
That's
Okay. All right.
So, have you had this with shrimp, or you only had it with scallops before?
Honey, I've had it with everything.
Everything, anything. Just get it in the bowl and eat it.
And I have a lot of friends who are vegetarian, and when they come over, I make it with tofu or tempeh, or I'll add a bean. And the beans and corn then will make a complete protein.
Yeah.
Do you want help cutting the tomato?
Yeah, sure. Grab that guy, and I'll start working on our English cucumber.
All right, let's see. So you want those cut sort of small.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to get rustic with it, go ahead and just throw it in. And like I said, this is it's a very fast dish. So if you don't feel like standing there and cutting them teeny tiny,
Yeah.
just throw them in the bowl. They're all going to taste the same.
And I think I'm going to go over and check the rest of the fritters that are in the skillet on the,
And I'll get myself going on these.
and I'll be right back to
guys.
help in a sec.
All right, they smell wonderful. I'm going to eat them all. Okay, and we'll get our corn in here. So now we have our red onion, tomato, cucumber, English cucumber. Our corn's in there now. You can see it's really pretty and very colorful. This would be a great addition to any barbecue or just next to a steak without bones. Excellent.
You don't need a steak because you've got your shrimp
You got
in
your
there.
shrimp, yeah. All right. About done. I'm gonna get that orange guy in there because it's gorgeous.
And cucumbers, we again always think of being sort of just there.
Yeah, I got used to them.
But they have a lot of water, so they hydrate us. They are not high in calories, so they
Super
fill us
refreshing.
up, but they refresh us and
Yep.
not fattening. And they also have something that helps for hair, skin, and nails. They
Yeah.
have some silica.
It's a great, one of the things that my mom would do when I was a kid is put just a pitcher of water in the fridge all summer
Yes.
and put cucumber in it.
Wow.
Yeah, and lemon and mint or whatever, but cucumber definitely she loved cucumber. Still does. So these are not very small, but we're gonna get them in there anyway. Okay. Oh yes, let's not forget cilantro. Now, what is it that you told me about this yesterday? The
I
cilantro?
told you that it pulls heavy metals out of the body, that
Oh.
it's a chelating agent. And it, I mean, has lots of, it's great for detox.
Isn't it like when you're really tired, you can eat something like this and it kind of balances you out?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Sounds good, Michelle.
Let's go with it.
All right, so let's see, we've got our peppers in there.
So with the cumin and the cilantro, you're starting to get those flavors together that are kind of Mexican-y, a little Latin for you. All right. My board is like to move away from me. All right. And just like the vegetables, you can cut the cilantro very, very small, or you can leave it roughly chopped, so you can get really big bites of it. Depends on how much you love cilantro. And in making this dish, one bunch of cilantro is just fine. So that's what I'm using today for a pound of shrimp.
And for people who don't like cilantro, for some people it tastes like soap. So if
Yeah.
someone doesn't like cilantro, parsley is
Parsley,
fine.
scallions,
Basil.
something like
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
great. All right, let's get
All
that
right.
closer. I
Messy,
didn't
messy.
realize we've been
Reaching.
reaching.
All right. And so last little guy. Hey,
So Michelle has decided to take the seeds out of here
Yes,
because
please,
the heat
thank
is in
you.
the seeds.
Yeah.
And we don't want to kill anyone. But we're putting the seeds in our little compost bucket and they'll go out in the garden and maybe they'll keep critters away from our veggies. I certainly
Yes,
hope so.
They won't like that.
All right.
That spicy compost.
So I'll mince those while you're talking about your shrimp.
So what's next is just getting the shrimp into your dish. And like I said earlier, again, this shrimp is going to dress your salad because it has all the nice juices of being cooked with olive oil, garlic, salt and pepper, and cumin. You can leave your shrimp whole if that's how you prefer it. We like to cut them and put them in because then that way everybody gets a piece of shrimp. With
Nobody's
every bite.
cheated, yeah.
That's right.
Oh,
Everybody just eats the shrimp first.
oh, this is the
Did
hot
it get
pepper.
you?
It's getting me in the throat.
All right, get it in there, get it away from you. And that's it. Rough chop these guys like in half, whatever. So you have that. I think I'm going to throw them in whole.
Okay, needless goes to say that when you're using cilantro or any hot pepper, you really want to wash your hands so you don't rub your eyes
Yeah,
or
touch your face.
Yeah,
I've
or
done it
burn
where
yourself.
I just went like this under my eye and I had burning under my eye.
yeah. So don't
Wait.
let that
So
happen.
you see how we got the dressing in there too from being cooked.
All right, I'm going to pull this out of your way, and then you can pull the
Okay.
bowl towards you and mix it. I'll check the fritters,
Yes.
and we'll
Those are gonna
wash
be
the
great.
board.
I lost my towel. Okay. So I get in here and mix it really good. And you see all those colors and the olive oil, salt, pepper, and garlic is all getting all over there. What's better than olive oil and garlic? I have no idea. I know when I'm at work and then we start cooking anything with garlic, everybody starts coming to the back of the store. What are you cooking? It's delicious. So we're gonna check our salt and pepper and see if we need a little bit more. And we are gonna finish this with a little bit of lemon juice. That's it. Because of the olive oil and the garlic, we want to balance it out a little bit and make it even that much brighter. So in the recipe, it is a quarter of a cup of lemon juice. I know I didn't put a quarter of a cup in, but we have a smaller little batch this time. All right. How you doing, Deborah?
Oh, the zucchini fritters are looking great.
Good. All right, you got to taste this for me and see how you feel.
Oh, good.
All right.
I'll try and leave the shrimp for our guests. I'll try and just taste
Get one of the
veggies.
cut ones, the little guys.
Yeah.
All right. Decent. You want a little more salt on
Delicious. I want more salt.
there? Yeah, do it. Do it. And I'll pinch that salt in there. This one? Yeah.
I'm a salt kind of gal.
Me too. Excellent.
Well, evidently not.
Also, if you use the salt first on your shrimp, you might have to add a little bit more in the end. And you know what? Fine.
Okay.
As long as you love it, then you're doing great.
All right, so we're gonna wipe this around
Yep.
and
You have a
I do, but I
little
don't.
towel. You want to throw it to me?
Here,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Haha. All right, so because we use like
Behind
a
you.
one
Behind you.
dish meal, so we'll get a little bit. Ooh, go ahead. It'll be a little bit messy, but we can fix that.
Okay.
All right.
So the next thing we're gonna be making is gonna be kind of a cold green soup.
Oh yeah.
So we're just gonna put this over here out of the way. And I will.
Where do you need me to be, babes?
I need you to watch the fritters,
I will.
and they'll be ready to come off in about just a minute or two, and then they'll go right into the plate on the oven. Okay.
Okay.
Excuse
Yes,
me.
Go right ahead.
All right. Okay, so for this one, we are going to be using what they call one of the super blenders. This is a Vitamix, and I just happen to love it and can't be without it.
I'm gonna get this out of your way.
Thank you.
Okay. Boop, boop, boop. I'm gonna check your fritters
All right.
really quickly.
And sorry, guys, I need to get a small knife. I forgot it.
Where'd they go?
Okay, so very often I have all kinds of assorted green things in the garden in the summertime, and I just have to use them up. I always plant too much. I can't ever give away everything I plant and everything I grow. So I'm always thinking, how can I do it? How can I do it? How can I do it? So for this one, we're using 2 cups of water. We're going to use a cucumber. And I have a little pickling cucumber here, and I'm just going to put that in.
So cute.
I'm going to use either a whole lemon if it's small or half a lemon, and all I've done is peel it. I'm not worrying about the seeds. I'm just putting it in.
Not with that Vitamix.
And I'm putting in about 5 or 6 cloves of garlic. And I'm going to put in about a cup or 2 of kind of mixed herbs. So I have a little bit of dill. I have a little bit of celery, which I've picked from the garden. I can't find that right now. Here's the celery. I'm going to stick that in there. A little bit of basil. So you can just see I'm just putting in whatever I have and whatever I want to use up. And I am putting in as my greens, I want about 4 cups of greens. So I have a little bit of dandelion, a little bit of chicory.
Wow.
Again, good for the liver. The
Yeah.
lemon is good for the liver too, but all these greens are really liver protective and make our liver healthy. And I planted, this is an heirloom kind of a spinach,
Oh, really?
which really does taste like spinach.
Okay.
And I would never grow it again because you don't get very much for the effort. But,
Yeah.
so anyway, I'm sticking that in.
That's good.
And I'm going to stick in a couple of leaves of kale, just to show you can use anything. Another piece of dandelion.
What is
And
this?
here's a little bit of parsley.
Broccoli?
This is a purple broccoli, and I
Get
thought
out.
and this is an heirloom red spinach.
Really?
So I thought we could
That's
use this as
great.
garnish afterwards.
Oh, lovely.
And the other thing that we need, which I don't have here, maybe you can get for me,
Yep.
is an avocado. If you
From
wouldn't
the
mind.
fridge?
No, from the little bowl out in the sunroom.
Oh, sure.
So
Be right
get me
back.
the ripest one you can find. And then I'm also putting in a pear. And I put in a pear because it lends this sort of little titch of sweetness to it. It also makes it a little smoother. And pears and apples and berries go very well with vegetables.
Avocado.
Thank you.
Want me to cut it for you?
Yeah, if you want
All
to.
right, let's do it.
I love pears. They're very mild, and they make things come together well, I think. Michelle,
Especially with a smoothie or something like that.
could I make you go over and look at the
Fritters?
the fritters?
I'm on it.
I burned the first batch of fritters. You all didn't see that. So I'm trying not to
She's
burn anymore. We had to
multitasking.
open
To
all the
corner fries.
windows and get the smoke out. So I'm also going to put in a whole avocado. So again, the drill is a whole avocado,
Yeah.
a whole pear, about 2 cups of herbs, about 4 cups of greens, and I'm not packing them down, I'm just sort of putting them in, and 2 cups of water. And did I mention the 4 or 5 cloves of garlic? So that's,
Yes.
we're doing that, okay.
Yes.
And
So
I'm gonna
you're
check-
going to serve this? You can't hear. You can't see me. Hold on.
No. So I'm just going to check my ingredients. So I've got my water, I've got my greens, I've got my herbs, I've got my lemon or lime,
Yeah.
I've got my garlic.
Yep.
So now I'm going to put in probably about 2 teaspoons of salt. And you could leave that out if you like. You could put in more lemon if you like. I have the avocado, I have the pear, and I have the cucumber. And if you don't have cucumber, you can use zucchini too. It won't be quite as juicy, but you can use that. So we're gonna just turn this little guy on. I'll be right back.
Good color.
All right.
Yes.
So if you'll hand me that pitcher.
Alrighty.
So I made some last night because I knew I wanted it cold for today. And I added a little bit more water because it was a little too thick for me last night. And you can do that as you like as well. You can play with it and do whatever you like. So again, when I'm ready to serve this to myself or to company, and it makes a great breakfast, by the way. You can always add an egg or some whey protein powder. I'll dish it out. And then I'll garnish it with something. So I don't know whether we want to garnish it with this absolutely
I think so.
stupendously beautiful
Definitely.
red spinach, so we could do that.
Lovely.
Or we could garnish it with a little bit of purple broccoli.
Yeah. Little
Or you could do
contrast.
chopped onion, or you could do nothing, or you could do all of the above.
Put it in a glass and just drink it.
Yeah.
Great.
So we're just going to add this to our pitcher
Got one that got
for
away.
later.
Okay.
And there we have it. So let's get our fritters out of the oven.
Let's do it.
And do you have pot holders?
Yeah, I do.
Ooh. Here, let me just bring it to the table
Go right
because
ahead.
we're waiting. All right. So this one felt a little helter-skelter and a little crazy. Hopefully it didn't feel that way to you too. But in any case, we have here, we have this absolutely beautiful, 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 should we say it again? Beautiful and stupendously delicious seafood salsa. We have our zucchini fritters using that baseball-sized bat zucchini from the garden that grew overnight and we didn't know what to do with. And we've got a green soup, which you want to make sure you're serving really ice cold. It tastes much better ice cold.
Like a gazpacho, right?
Like yeah, maybe, except it's got pear and things like that. So there you have it, guys. This meal is for a prince or a queen or a
Oh,
king
delicious.
or to die for. So from Deborah,
And Michelle.
we've loved being here with you, and we hope you join us on a regular basis. We want to hear from you, so give us a
know
call.
What you think.
Make these at home and let us know. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for having me.